Welcome back, folks, to another rebuild, and this time we are going to go over to Holland, where Ajax seem to be in a little bit of a bother. I cannot ignore it anymore. It's been nearly 2 years since we last revisited Ajax, but this time they seem to be really struggling in the league. The table, they are positioned in 5th position currently, some way off leaders PSV, who are some way ahead of Feyenoord and FC20 as well, and Alkmaar. Wow, Ajax have just literally fallen off the face of the earth. They did have a very bad start to the season. They have worked themselves back up. There is a possibility they can sneak into 4th position maybe, but that is yet to be seen. But it looks like PSV currently look to be on their way to a title with only 4 games remaining. Since winning the title in 21-22, they haven't won it since. 22-23, they're finishing 3rd position, and obviously this season they are way down in 5th. So we've got to sort of remedy that, getting back to the pinnacle of the division, win loads of trophies and become dominant once again. And we have 5 seasons to do this in. Wow, we've got £30 million in the budget. That was not what I expected, it has to be said. I wasn't sure whether I was going to stay with the transfers already been made, because we are playing with an updated database, but we've got £30 million. I'd be foolish not to use it. Media prediction is 3rd as well, not even top. Their best 11 with 2 DMs, I'm guessing, which doesn't look too bad, but we'll have a closer look at the squad in just a second. They have got a lot of players out on loan. So Jamie Black, he's the personal assistant. Is he personal assistant to the owners? I don't know. But they want us to sign players under the age of 18 for the future. We have no actionable objectives for you at this time. Not had that before either. End of the season is challenge for the title. Reach at least the knockout stages of the Europa League. Wow, there's no ambition there. Unless the whole side is under 20, and that's why they're struggling a little bit maybe. Work towards developing the best youth system in the country, and then from next season they want to start winning the Eredivisie. Wow, okay, no pressure then after this season. In fact, this personal assistant seems to be doing an awful lot for everybody. They have got a lot of money in the bank, hence the £30 million, but that's an awful lot. But they're also at the top end of the wage budget as well, so we may have to move that into the wages if we decide to bring anybody in. But I don't see how we cannot not bring anybody in. All that money just sitting there. Any debts actually? Only £2.5 million remaining. Just pay it off. We've got no staff. That is the first time I think I've actually seen this. Are they literally starting from scratch? I've never seen this before. What's the squad like? We don't know because we haven't got anybody in. A lot of young players here as suspected. Pasveer, 39-year-old goalkeeper, currently injured. Looks pretty decent until we get the oh, they've got Jordan Henderson as well. Okay, could be useful. Some experience. Bergwijn as well, 31 years old, out on the wing. Another goalkeeper, Rulli. Again, pretty decent. Van der Boon. I mean, we're just going on age here. I mean, again, decent. Akpom as well. Not bad. Pretty pacey, actually. Bergwijn. Okay, he's 25. So only 4 players 30 and above. Some younger players as well. Wrench as well. He's on holiday. 20 years old. Yeah, they have got a lot of young players in here. Francisco. Again, decent. Flair. Dribbling. Agility. Right wing. Kenneth Taylor. Mansverk. Now, I have heard he is pretty good on the game. Brobby. Striker. 21-year-old. Pretty reasonable. He did score 13 goals last season, and he has come up through the ranks. I mean, we have got a very, very young side here, but until we get the staff in and properly assess them, Hato's worth £75 million. 17 years old. Wow. Did he play for the first team? He played 11 games last season. I can see why they've been struggling then, if they've got a very, very young side here. But it still doesn't excuse where they are. It seems like I have got a lot of work to do here, so let me get some staff in, sort of formation out, and then we'll be straight back. So we only made the 1 transfer, we did some contracts, we've got loads of money left. I didn't see any need to spend it at all really, to be perfectly honest. We've got a great bunch of lads, and there's a couple of contracts running out next season, which are some of the older players, and then I think another season or so, and we'll be down to the under 25s. That's what our team will be. However, we did pick up one player, Joe Scally from Strasbourg, I think, or was it Borussia Mönchengladbach? Borussia Mönchengladbach, sorry. £6 million. Played 28 games last season for the German outfit. He looks really good. We only had one right back, Wrench. I discovered that very, very earlier on when I had a look through the whole team. And even though Wrench is in his early 20s as well, actually, I think he's quite young. Joe Scally, I think he has more potential, and attributes-wise looks pretty decent as well. For £6 million, I think it's a bargain, and we'll have him till 2028 as well. Our side is this. We have got youngsters in the team, like Ramaj, he's in goal. We've got Hato, who's the 17-year-old kid. I mean, this guy is just absolutely amazing. I can't believe he's only 17 years old. And we've got Scally and Taylor. Taylor is only 21 years old. Bags of potential, bright future ahead of him as well. Amazing. Hato, just as good. Look at that. I mean, he can play left back actually. I didn't realise he could do that. Interesting, but he's more suited to centre back, and he's 17. I mean, we're going to concede a fair few goals, but as long as we can put them away, it doesn't really matter. But that is the side at the moment. Just the youngsters, but if we do pick our best 11, Hato still stays there, which is amazing, and Taylor drops down to midfield. Other than that, it's not a bad side either way, and playing that with them youngsters in there, it's gone reasonably well. We have conceded goals, like I said. We are through to the Europa League group stage now after beating Aberdeen 3-1 over the 2 legs. Did start our Eredivisie campaign against Heracles Almelo 4-2 and Excelsior 3-2. Very close games, but it's not surprising with the young players that we have got. We are currently in 6th after the 2 games, but everybody else has played 4 games, which is even more bizarre, but maybe it's to do with the Europa League games that we have played. But we're only 4 points off the leaders. We have drawn Copenhagen, Toulouse and Varenvaros in the Europa League, so I'm expecting us to go through, which would be quite nice, and I expect to go quite far in this competition as well. Out of curiosity, I want to see where we are predicted in the preview. 2nd now, so we were 3rd, I think we were. We have jumped into a 2nd behind PSV, so we got to upend them, and we have got a few, or any of them players actually. Alkmaar, no. Ajax, there is a Henderson there. Lang, De Jong, where's he at? Eindhoven. In fact, we've only got 1 player. That's bizarre. Okay, let's simulate our first season. Let's see if we can do better than what they're doing in real life in this season. And let's see if we can pick up a few trophies along the way. We finished in 2nd spot. So disappointing. We lost out by the 1 point, and it looks as though the last game of the season really cost us. It looks like we got a draw the last game of the season. 1 point in it. Yeah, I think that's definitely cost us. Otherwise, we would have won the league in our first season, which would have been absolutely phenomenal, especially when we've got a lot of young players in our side. Feyenoord pip us to the post, and they scored slightly more goals than us, and we did concede a fair few goals as well, actually. 31 conceded this season. But again, we have got a young keeper in goal, as well as a young defence as well. So, but we only lost 2 games, and that was to AZ and Heerenveen, which isn't too bad. Heerenveen finished in 6th, and AZ finished in 9th. Disappointing news out to them 2 teams, but we didn't beat Feyenoord though. We drew with them twice, so all it would have took us for us to win one of them games. Competition wise, we runners up in the Dutch Cup. Who did we lose to? PSV 2-0. We got smashed 2-0 actually. Wow. Brobby leading goal scorer for ourselves in the competition in 2nd overall. PSV have now won it 3 times on the bounce. We haven't won it since 2020-21. So we're going to have to remedy that as soon as possible. And the Europa League, we get knocked out in the knockout round to Shakhtar. Finished in 2nd spot. We qualified through. 11 points, 7 goals. 3 wins. Varenvaros, Copenhagen and Toulouse. So we did all beat them once, at least anyway. But we did lose to Copenhagen, which would have been probably better if we finished in top position. And then the knockout round, we played Shakhtar. We're losing on penalties, actually. After a 1-1 aggregate score. I'm bitterly disappointed we didn't get any further. The final was won by Liverpool. So goals wise, 27 goals for Bobby, which isn't too bad for the 22-year-old. So hopefully he'll improve some more as well. Maybe we need to get another striker in there possibly. Bergwijn is now 32, 17 and 8, which is good as well. 16 and 11 for Bergwijn. Taylor weighs in with 14 and 8. And Scally, 15 assists, which is absolutely amazing. And Sosa on that left hand side weighs in with 11 assists. So a lot of assists as well from everybody else. Our goalkeeper, our young goalkeeper, mind you, 22-year-old. I might look at another one possibly. Only 45 conceded and 49, which isn't too bad. To be fair, 17 clean sheets. That's not bad going at all. But I do think we need probably somebody better maybe. But depending on what we get for the summer spend, that might be a position that will probably leave to another season maybe. So speaking of money, we've been given £30 million and we've got 76 in the bank as well. So as always, I want to increase it, and also at the same time maybe for next season as well. We'll see what they say. But that's a fair bit, and we've got a fair bit in wages budget as well, so you should be able to at least pick up one or two players there just to improve a couple of positions. I'm mainly looking at possibly a striker, and if we could get a decent goalkeeper now, that might be a good place to start. Before we move on to the transfers, if you wouldn't mind smashing that subscribe button, that would be the best way to support this channel. And also if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button if you're enjoying this sort of content. So now let's get back to the transfers. We did lose a couple of players. Henderson's gone to Lens for 7.25. We also lost 32-year-old Rulli to Albertan for up to £3.3 million. And also we lost another player, which he was on loan last season, and I assume they triggered his buy clause. I don't know, they may have got an offer, but it was very, very cheap in the end, and I was very, very unhappy this happened. Francisco Conchao, he's gone to Porto. He was on loan to Porto last season, £8.5 million. I was gutted, I'm not going to lie. I really could have done with him on that right hand side this season. However, we did make a few purchases. First one from Bologna for £38 million. Most of our budget went on this guy, Xerxes. I did say we needed another striker, and another striker we have gone and got now. And 23 years old, he looks absolutely superb, absolutely amazing. He scored 13 goals for Bologna last season, and he's got 1 in 4 so far, so just give him a little bit of time. I'm sure he'll become our top goal scorer this season. From Freiburg for £6 million, we bring in Tubolo, a goalkeeper. I wanted another goalkeeper, not so much to take over Ramage, but to compete with him. And at 22 years old, it fits the bill of getting young players in, and I think he will do the job just fine. Finally, from Vigo for £10 million, we had some money left over. Because we lost Francisco, we needed another one. Even though Svedberg can play in the midfield, I'm going to have him out on the right hand side. Hopefully his stats will jump up. He's got some potential in him as well, and if anything, he can play into the cam role left hand side, and if we decide to have a midfield, he can play midfield, and he can also play up top. So anywhere half the pitch upwards, he'll fit in just fine. And also he's got 2 goals for us in 4 games already. So currently we are sticking with the same formation. We have got Mansverk in. I forgot we had him here. So Henderson went, Mansverk has come in. I mean, to be perfectly honest, 22 years old, definitely can grow into this position. We've also locked in Univar as well in the cam position. Even though he can play on the left hand side, I've switched him into the cam. He's got a very good first touch. He's got good dribbling as well. We played a friendly cup and we won that over Pescara and Motherwell. 3-0 in the final, actually, that one. Then we played Atletico Madrid and Hoffenheim. We lost them too, but we did start our Eredivisie challenge by winning our first 4 games. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Bodo Glimt, Inter Milan, Benfica, FC Steaua Bucharest. We got Barcelona, Bayern Munich, AC Milan and Celtic. That's going to be quite difficult, but I would like to see us progress past the group stage if we can. We are lying top of the table, 4 for 4 with Feyenoord. And are we favourites this season to win the league? No, we've dropped down to 3rd. Wow, PSV and Feyenoord are jumped ahead of us. I know we've got young players in, but wow, I didn't expect the drop off. Or were we 3rd last season? Can't quite remember, but we have got Bergwijn, Xerxes, Taylor in the Dream 11, so that's a plus. Let's move on to our second season and see how we get on. Well, we've done it, everybody. We have won back the Eredivisie. I think it's been about 2-3 seasons now since we haven't won it, and we have won it on our second attempt in this rebuild. We came close last season by just the 1 point. This time we've won it by 3 points, and we only lost the one game, and that was to AZ again. We lost to him last season as well. I think we only lost 2 games last season. We lost to AZ. We didn't lose to FA, did we? We beat them twice. That has been the difference this season then, obviously. We almost threw it away though with a loss and a draw in the last 5 games. But Feyenoord did give it a good go though. Wow, we have a very, very good start to the season. 10 wins on the bounce. We did draw with Excelsior, and then we go on few more wins. There's nothing massive in here though, to be fair. A lot of runs where we win games on the bounce. Oh, say massive. 8-1 victory over Vitesse there. Wow, that's a massive one. And look at that one loss coming 4 games from the end of the season. The rest of the competitions though, we are in the Club World Championship, so started in June, in about a week or so's time. But the Dutch Cup, we get knocked out in the second round by Den Bosch 3-2 after extra time. That's got to hurt plenty, because I expect us to go ahead and win that, considering we only lost 1 game in the league all season, and it is Feyenoord that go on to win that 6-1 in the end. And the Champions League, we get knocked out in the playoff rounds by Newcastle. So we have a look at the league phase. We only just qualified, winning 3, losing 4. Wow, I mean that's poor. We beat Steaua Bucharest, Benfica and Bodo Glimt, drew with Barcelona, and then lost to Celtic, AC Milan, Bayern and Inter. The Celtic loss, that's surprising, but we only manage it just. Wow, Arsenal win the league phase. Everybody lost a game as well. The knockout round, we lost 4-3 overall, 3-2 in the second leg. I have to say I am disappointed not to get further, but Newcastle are a pretty decent side, and it's PSG that beat Bayern Munich 5-1 over the in the final. Wow. Well done PSG. I mean, that's a mauling and a half in the final too. So Xerxes gets 17 goals and 2. I'm expecting him to do a little bit better than that. I expect at least 20 to 30 goals in the season, but maybe he'll do a little bit more though. Taylor, again, superb, 15 and 9. He's worth 114 million pounds now. I mean, that's just mad. Bergwijn, 33. He did play 6 games. He still scored 15 goals. Started 6, 34 off the bench, 15 goals. Wow. And we are trying to offload. I think his contract runs out, so we are going to let him go. 64 grand a week though. Bergwijn as well, 27 years old, 13 and 8, which isn't too bad on that left hand side. Unless we get somebody younger and better, then he'll more than likely stay. But he's worth 74 million, so it might be time to cash in on him possibly. Swedberg then, we did have him locked in on the right hand side, 11 and 8, not too bad. 8 and 4 for Univar. There's still a lot of potential still, and he's only 21 as well. Mansverk as well, 2 and 10. That's not bad. 10 assists. That's pretty good. But our wing backs, where are they? Wow. Okay. Did they not play then? Wow. Okay. 40 goals conceded by our goalkeeper. Although he did only concede 25 goals in the league, which is pretty good. So 14 the made up with the rest of the games, but 14 clean sheets. I think I'm pretty okay with the 2 goalkeepers we got, unless we start losing. I think they're good enough for this division, but probably Europe, maybe not. Right, going into next season, £10 million. Really? Are you being serious here? We've got £100 million in the bank and you're giving us 10 million. Something doesn't seem right there. Right, let's go and see what we can do. See if we can sell a few players, or maybe 1 or 2. And let's bump this transfer budget up. We were made to work very hard in the transfer window this summer. And we say goodbye to £38 million worth of talent out the door. Some youngsters that were not going to get any game time didn't look really up to it, to be fair, even though we had a massive squad. It was just too spoiled for choice what was available, and those that we have let go either didn't get much game time or they're just not improving and had to make way for some other players. So first off is Kalawa, goes to Porto for up to £4 million. We also use Fitzjim as well, gone to Getafe, didn't really use him, £4 million. Mekatuadze to Saint Etienne for 4. Then we lost, well, say lost, we moved on Akpom without having to lock Univar in. He can now slot into that position in the cam role. Akpom didn't really rate as much. He went to Anderlecht for 8.75. Wrench, the right back, has gone to Brentford for up to 7. Van der Buren has gone to Nantes for 3. Sanchez to Genoa for 2.3. And we lost our goalkeeper who we bought last season and the season before. He's gone to West Ham for £7 million. So through the door coming to the club, we have got from Montpellier for £27 million, Chatard or Chatard. DM. We have got Mansverk as well. Still got room to improve, but it doesn't hurt to have another defensive midfielder in the club. There's a lot of improvement for everybody, and they're all still relatively young as well. 23 years old. From Torino, a left back for £7 million, I think it was. We bring in Dorgu. Again, possibly just a decent backup option. Windle is here. To be perfectly honest, I don't think he's that great, to be fair. So bringing another 20-year-old is going to make room for some competition in that position. And he's reasonably quick as well, actually. From Hertha for £25 million. We bring in another goalkeeper, 22-year-old Ernst. We have got Ramage. Again, he can improve. I felt if we start from the back, build up, because our front line looks superb, especially our next signing. But for 22-year-old goalkeeper, £25 million, there wasn't very much out there. This guy's on 73 grand a week as well, so I think he's our most highest paid player, I think. And we bring in this bad boy, Neymar. Well, he was available on a free. We picked him up. I didn't really need anybody up front, I don't think. But 33-year-old Neymar still got a couple of years left and his stats look really good. His stamina and strength started to decline a little bit, but a free, and we're only paying him 63 grand a week. So he can help develop some of the youngsters while they're coming through. So we've Scott Ernst in goal, but if we pick our best 11, he is in goal anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that is our side currently. But Neymar slots into the cam role there. We started off our competitive campaign in the Super Cup. I think it's a Johan Cruyff Cup. We beat Feyenoord 2-1. Then we played our first game in the league, 0-0 with Excelsior, and then we beat Nijmegen, Go Ahead Eagles, and Feyenoord again. This time convincingly 3-0. Neymar getting on the score sheet in this one. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Arsenal, PSG, Sporting, Sassuolo, Juventus, Liverpool, Olympiacos and Antwerp. Yeah, once again, I think we're going to struggle out of this group. But now we've got Neymar. Who knows? We're sitting third in the table after 4 games. Utrecht is in pole position, 4 for 4. But we sit behind RKC Waalwijk with PSV and Feyenoord some way behind at the moment. So let's go ahead and simulate our 3rd season. See if we can bring back the league again. And see if we can bring in either the Dutch Cup and get a little bit further in the Champions League. Just had another outstanding season. We've just won the league again. 2nd time on the bounce. We are now starting to dominate, which is pretty good. And just look how many goals we have conceded this season. 17, that's 1 in every 2. That is absolutely phenomenal stuff. I mean, who scored the most against us? Barely 2 goals, and that's for 7 teams there, I think, 6 or 7 teams. But we lose the 1 game, and that was to Breda. So we didn't lose to AZ, so that's impressive. Feyenoord, did we beat them twice? No, we beat them once this time. AZ, did we beat them twice? It looks like we beat them once at least anyway. But that is a phenomenal feat yet again. 72 goals scored. Yes, it's less than last season, but we also conceded a lot less than last season. So I'm pretty happy the way that's going, but hopefully we can maintain it. We don't get any top goal scorers though, but Taylor and Neymar, best plays in the league. Neymar, 15 assists. I mean, it could be all down to having Neymar in the team. I don't know. In the league, so there's a lot of draws this time round, but we are getting the wins. There are some spots where we have a lot of wins on the bounce. I mean, especially November, where we just literally thrash everybody, scoring no fewer than 4 goals in a game. There's no real big games. There's 2 games that we get held out. Go Ahead Eagles and Feyenoord, 2 0-0s there. Nothing big there. Again, we lose our game in the 2nd to last month of the season, 1-0 this time. It was away from home and it was in the 67th minute. We just couldn't recover, but we do go on to win the last 5 games of the season, which is pretty good as well. Competitions as well as the Johan Cruyff Schal Cup, we do win the Dutch Cup. absolutely amazing. We've won the domestic treble at least anyway, beating AZ 1-0 in the final. The semi-final, we beat Maastricht 3-0, AZ 3-1. Quarterfinals, we just get past FC20 1-0. Third, 5-2 of Sittard. Did we enter the second round? We did. We win on penalties against Go Ahead Eagles, so only just scraping through. And the first round, did we didn't get into that one, so we came in from the second round onwards. So again, pretty decent, and trophy all the same. But the Champions League, we bow out of the knockout round yet again. This time by Villarreal. We got smashed, even though we win our second leg 2-0. We lost 5-3 overall, so we took a pretty bad beating in the first leg. Group stage, we did finish higher up this time, 14th. 4 wins against Antwerp, Olympiacos, beat Liverpool and Sassuolo. We drew with Juventus and Sporting. That's pretty decent this time. And PSG and Arsenal we do lose to. Neymar couldn't really help us. But I do believe Neymar did play a very, very large part this season. And it was PSG that go on to win it. Did they win it last season as well? I'm sure they won it last season. They did. They won it 2 seasons on the bounce. Okay, I'm going to have a look, see if they won it season before that. No, Man City did. Okay. So squad-wise, which is a lot more trimmed this time with players that are probably getting more game time. In fact, everybody got some game time here, with it being off the bench or not. But 20 goals for Xerxes and 6 assists. 18 and 18 for Neymar. Absolutely superb. He's worth 24 million. I mean, he is 34 years old. Do we hang on to him a little bit longer? It's very, very tempting. We could push Kenneth into there and bring in another DM possibly. But 18 and 18 for Neymar. Taylor 15 and 6. 11 and 7 for Hilsnson. Did he play in the cam role as well? 14 assists for Bergwijn. Superb again. Wingbacks are not doing pretty well, are they? Dorgu, 5 assists. Not brilliant, but he can still grow. Ernst, our goalkeeper, 33. Conceding in 49 with 27 clean sheets. Right, I'm not sure where we're going to improve. There could be a couple of players that we could offload once again that just not meeting the cut, and we maybe cash in on them now. But let's have a look money wise. 37 million pounds at this time, so it's a lot more than last season. We have got 100% of the transfer revenue as well, which is superb. And we've got an extra £160,000 a week as well in the wage budget. So let's go and see what we can do in the summer this time round. Right, we've been busy yet again. We offload £23.5 million worth. Windle, he's gone to Al Wida for £7 million. Borges has also gone. He's gone to Antwerp for 7 as well. Butera has gone to PSV for 1.1. We let go of Brobby to Sevilla for £8 million, and a couple of other youngsters go out the door, which increased our budget a fair bit. Let's have a look of who we brought in. From Independiente for £6 million, we're bringing Mario Lopez, a right winger, a young right winger, 19 years old with some excellent stats on him. He was only 2.5 star, 3 star when we brought him in. He's grown already. Lot of pluses in there. A left winger, Bergwijn's doing a good job on that left hand side, but of course he's getting a little bit older. We're going to start to think about offloading him next season so we can keep this side very, very young. But I'm very, very pleased so far. 2 assists and a goal so far in 5 games. From Salzburg for £30 million, we're bringing Van der Bremt, right back, 24 years old. Scally's doing okay. I mean, it's going to be a battle between the pair of them, but hopefully he'll grow into the role as well. I think he's a little bit better than Scally, but again, stats wise, looks pretty decent. Very physical as well, so hoping that's going to help him out, and work rate as well to run up and down that line. Finally, from Porto for £20 million, we're bringing in a young striker. Brobby's gone. Not to overshine Xerxes, but he can also do the job as well. And look at them stats. For 21 years old, he looks pretty decent. He's come off the bench in 1 game. Hopefully he'll get some game time as well, so they'll share that role between them, and then hopefully one of them will overtake the other. So far so good in the results. We retain the Super Cup, beating Feyenoord 2-1 with goals from Xerxes and Taylor. Then we started the campaign against Go Ahead Eagles with a 1-1 draw. We beat Herenveen 2-0, drew with Utrecht, and beat PSV and Sittard as well. So we're starting to dominate once again, and hopefully we'll go through a season unbeaten. We've got drawn Benfica, Stuttgart, Shakhtar, Man City, Fenerbahce, Club Brugge, AC Milan and Manchester United in the group phase of the Champions League. We're sitting second in the table so far, 2 points behind Feyenoord. Hopefully we will overcome them. They've won 4 games and drawn 1, whereas we've won 3 and drawn 2. So let's get into our 4th season. Let's bring home the treble once again. That will be absolutely amazing. And hopefully we can get further than the knockout stage in the Champions League. The league title has been secured yet again by 3 points. Feyenoord are giving us a good run for the money. That's for sure. To get this title, we're having to work very, very hard. We lost 2 games this season, and they were Volendam and Hercules Almelo. So they're teams that we should be beating. Did we beat Feyenoord? We beat them twice. Again, that has been the difference once again. PSV lagging way behind any of the other bigger teams. FC20 down there, Sparta Rotterdam. We are pretty dominant once more. 79 goals, but only 15 conceded. So we seem to be conceding less and less each season. And we will, hopefully next season, the final season, go unbeaten. That's the plan. And this time we do have a leading goal scorer. Xerxes and Neymar both scoring. Neymar gets best player in the league, obviously. Lopez in his first season, 12 assists. We have Ernst as the most clean sheets. Xerxes the most player of the match awards with Neymar with on total on 6. And Shuttard with 12 yellow cards. So we're kind of dominant in every area. So happy with that too. So we lost our first game in October, but we did have a 5-2 win there over Nijmegen. PSV 2-0. Again, some nice results. 4-0 against Go Ahead Eagles. 8-0 against Sittard. That's a massive result. I mean, who scored in that one? Xerxes with a hat-trick with Sotalo, Lopez, Mansvert got a game. Univar scored. Hato even scored. I mean, we are very... I mean, look how many wins we got there on the bounce. 1, 3, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 18 game winning streak. And then again, we always seem to lose a game in the second to last month. But we did beat AZ, so that's a good result as well. So, I mean, they've always been a bogey team for us, but that's a very, very good result either way. Did we beat them in the other game? 2-0 there as well. I mean, that's impressive. Not many draws this time. In fact, we only had 5 draws, and they were in before the end of October. After that, it's just been wins. Wow, 1 loss in all that time. That is fantastic. Competitions, we did win that Johan Cruyff Cup right at the very beginning, and we win the Dutch Cup once again. This time against Waalwijk, 2-0. Domestic treble has been won again, so we've won it twice on the bounce now after not winning it for about 4 seasons. The semi-final, we beat Feyenoord 2-1. Quarter-finals, Sittard 6-0. We took them to the cleaners. We beat PSV 3-1. So we had to beat PSV and Feyenoord to get to the final. And I think we deserved to win it at that point. And a 2-1 victory over Almere City as well. So I'm hoping we played a weakened side in that, because that's just scraping through. So 3 trophies, but the Champions League is where we seem to struggle quite a bit. Neymar doesn't seem to be helping us much at this point. We got knocked out in the league phase. 26th. 2 points. I mean, it's not surprising. We did beat Club Brugge and Fenerbahce. We drew with AC Milan this time. We lost to them last season. Stuttgart we drew. But we did lose to Man United, Man City, Shakhtar and Benfica. Okay, 2 of them I can probably take losing to, but Shakhtar and Benfica, I expect at least a draw. That might have seen us through. Man City win it unbeaten. So who won it overall? Man City take it from Bayern Munich, so no PSG this time round. Squad-wise, let's have a look. So Xerxes is starting to put it in now, isn't he? Neymar with 24, Xerxes 27, 10 for Bergwijn, Lopez weighs in with 9 and 16, Taylor 7 and 10. Bremt, how did he do? 11 assists at right back. That's brilliant. But our left-hand side just seems to be a little bit weak, though, to be fair. Where's Dorgo? There he is. 8. He did get 8 assists, but I expected a little bit better from him. Ernst conceded 31 in 48, but 24 clean sheets. A little bit less than last time. And how did our other striker do? The young striker that we brought in. He got 3 goals in 7 starts. It's a good backup to have, but when you got Xerxes playing like that, I want to see him hit 30 goals next season. Neymar, I'm not quite sure what we're going to be doing with. He is 35 years old now. He is wanted though. Okay, we might be able to cash in on him. He was a free, don't forget. Overall, I'm pretty happy, and our side is looking really good now. So we have a look at the age of our side now. Apart from Neymar, Bergwijn's going to be hitting 30. He did well as well, 10 and 9. I mean, it could be a case that we may replace him, although we did replace him on that left-hand side with Lopez. Looks pretty decent. But Bergwijn still managed to play 44 games. Right, okay, let's have a look at finances. We have been given £37.5 million this season with £200,000 a week in wages. So hopefully we could do something with that, make that team a little bit stronger, and hopefully challenge a little bit further along in the Champions League. So just a little bit of business this window. So we lose Bergwijn. He's gone to Genoa for £19.25 million. 29 years old, going on 30. We decided to cash in on him as we have got some youngsters coming through the ranks now as well. So he goes. We also lose Henderson. He's gone to Anderlecht for £15.75 million, and Sosa also to Cadiz for 4.4. That bumped our budget up a little bit, which was quite nice, which enabled us to bring in the following players. From Boca Juniors for £10 million, we bring in Martin Correa, 18 years old, and he looks an absolute superstar. Media description, wonder kid, and that's exactly the sort of players we want to bring in. And he slots straight into the DM role. Taylor's going to move into the cam role, I think, this season, but as you can see, Taylor literally made for that position, but we want him to push up because he's doing wonders at the DM role. I just want to see what he can do at the cam role. 6 games for us so far in the league, a goal and 2 assists. Brilliant. From SEP for £15.5 million, we bring in Louis Guilherme to play on the right hand side. Again, another fantastic player. Physicals look absolutely amazing. He can't jump, mind, but that doesn't matter. He can run, and that's the main thing. Him and Svedberg are going to be on that right hand side. They're going to challenge each other for that position, so hopefully he'll make that his own. 6 games, 2 goals, 4 assists. What more can I ask? From Leverkusen for £20 million, we bring in a young centre-back, Henry Blank. A little bit more money than I really wanted to spend, but another good young backup player at centre-back. And from Bologna for £15 million, we bring in Victor Christiansen. Because we lost Sosa, we needed another left-back option, and at 24 years old, I think he'll do the job just well. Physicals look pretty good as well. He looks pretty stacked, actually, to be honest. 13 and above across the board, apart from a few attributes, but I'm not too concerned about that. We have retained the Super Cup, which is fantastic, for the 5th and final season. So that's the 3rd one on the bounce we've retained, so that's pretty good. Against our rivals Feyenoord as well. We did beat them in the league in the first league game 3-1 by the same scoreline. FC20 we won. VVV Venlo we drew with, which was quite surprising, but it was away from home. We beat Sparta Rotterdam and Utrecht as well. We've smashed them also. Champions League, we have been drawn against Slavia Prague, Galatasaray, Villarreal, PSG, Leipzig, Lille, Benfica and Inter Milan. We're currently lying top of the table, which we haven't been able to say that at the beginning of every season. It's taken a huge step above Feyenoord, so hopefully long may it continue. Hopefully we can win the Dutch Cup yet again for the 3rd treble on the bounce. That would be amazing, but our main concern really, yes, we want to win the league, yes, we want to win the Dutch Cup. We've already got the Johan Cruyff Schal Cup, but I want to go further as we can in the Champions League. So let's simulate our 5th and final season and see where we get up to. Season 5 has gone, a final season, and we have won the league once again. We only lost the 1 game again. We can't seem to get an unbeaten season. We did lose to Go Ahead Eagles in the end at 2-1, and where did they finish? They finished in 11th position. That's just outrageous. Feyenoord, again, we beat them twice, which is the main factor in winning the league, I think. Beat Feyenoord twice, and you will win the league, so it seems. 30 wins this time round, 3 draws, 88 goals, 17 against, and a best goal difference to date, and best points haul to date, I believe, 93 points. We finished the league ahead of Feyenoord by 11 points. Feyenoord again gave it a good go. The last 5 games were critical, but that is absolutely fantastic, so I can't complain. We've won the league now 3 times on the bounce. We're back to being dominant, I believe. Xerxes, leading goal scorer. Taylor gets in on there as well, playing in that cam position. 22 goals, actually. 2 off Xerxes as well. Ernst, as well with clean sheets, 21. Some way ahead of Bijlau of Feyenoord. Guilherme as well, leading assist maker with Lopez on the other side, so that's brilliant. We've literally dominated again. Taylor Guilherme again, best players from our side, behind Namaso of Feyenoord. But now Ajax have won the league. Did we win it 4 times on the bounce? We may have done, you know. I may have missed a season. I think we've won it 4 times on the bounce. I think I said 3. I think that was the Johan Cruyff Cup. I think we've won 3 on the bounce. It's the league. We've won 4 on the bounce. That's brilliant. So if we filter through our results, there's that one loss coming in October. But after that, and before that, really, we kind of beat everybody. A 5-2 victory over Volendam there. Did we play Go Ahead Eagles later on and beat them? We beat them 2-0 later on, but scores have been flying in. A 4-0, a 4-1, 4-0, 5-2 Volendam again. So we beat them twice, 5-2. We have a very, very good month in April, not conceding a goal. Same with in May as well. So for the first time, I think we haven't lost a game towards the end of the season. But since that first defeat in our only defeat at early October, we've only dropped 4 points, 2 draws. Wow, that is phenomenal. Our youngsters are really coming through. Competition wise, we've done it again. We've won the Dutch Cup once more, so that's the domestic treble now. 3 times we've won that now, the treble. That's phenomenal. So the Dutch Cup, who did we beat in the final? Breeder, 4-0. The semi-final, we disposed of Helmond Sport 2-0. Quarters, Zol 1-0, very close. Third round, we played Treffers. We beat them 10-0 actually. Wow, what a result that is. And the second round, we beat Maastricht. So really, we had a relatively easy route to the final, not playing the big teams. The Champions League, my wish has been answered. We did get a little bit further. We got to the quarter-finals, losing to Bayern Munich. 3-1 overall. 1-1 in the second leg, but a 3-1 loss overall. So, I mean, that's not too bad against the German champions. I think I'm pretty happy with that. We got as far as we could. We couldn't get past the knockout stage. Now we've made it to the quarterfinals, which is phenomenal. So the league phase, we did finish in 19th position. So we are having to go through the knockout stages. But we beat PSG 2-1. Wow, Galatasaray and Slavia Prague. We drew with Benfica, Leipzig and Villarreal and lost to Inter and Lille. Okay, we had a plus goal difference and only 12 points. Everybody lost the game apart from Inter, who did finish in 14th position. The knockout round, we played Manchester United. We beat them 4-1 and 3-0 first leg victory, which is fantastic. That's a really, really good result, that is. The round 16, we played Brighton, another English club, and we thrashed them 5-2. And then obviously the quarterfinals, just bowing out to Bayern Munich. And Man City won it again. Beat Barcelona 3-0. Who won in this? Who beat Bayern Munich? It was Barcelona 2-0. And Man City beating Newcastle in the other leg. Overall, competition-wise, I'm pretty happy with that. We've won the domestic treble 3 times now on the bounce. So we're back to dominating Holland. That is the main thing. And the Champions League, we're starting to gain momentum and we're now getting as far as the quarterfinals. So that's pretty good going as well. Goals. Wow, Xerxes has really stepped up, hasn't he? 43 goals this season with 5 assists. Taylor, 28 and 14. Guilherme, 12 and 31 assists. Flipping heck. That's massive. He's only 22 years old as well. And look how good he is there. I mean, he only had the 1 season with us. What is his progression? I think he's only had the 1 season with us. It's definitely gone up, that's for sure. Career as well, the youngster, 11 and 13. 11 and 20 for Lopez. So our 2 wingers doing really, really well. Same with Taylor as well. Our front line has been phenomenal. Our wing backs, probably not so though. I am disappointed with that. But if our front line are doing it, I'm not too concerned. Goalkeeper Ernst getting 29 clean sheets, 34 conceded in 54, which isn't too bad. I guess there's a few players not getting some game time. But overall, I'm really, really happy with them results. So they're starting to really come into their own. And if we just have a look, our average age is 24.84. Finances, they are rich. £43 million into the coffers this time, with a lot of wages as well. Staffing, superb across the board once again. Top marks. And let's have a look at any records if we have broken any, as we do with all of them. So anything to start off with, most points in the season, 93. So that is a record. Highest attendance, 61,000 against Feyenoord. The game against Manchester United in the Champions League, £2.16 million in gate receipts. Highest attendance average was 58, nearly 59,000 a couple of seasons ago. Lowest attendance was against Treffers, where we won 10-0, I think it was, in that game. Kenneth Taylor gets the highest rating, 7.35. Most assists by players, Guillaume with 31, 29 for most clean sheets in a season as well. Guillaume gets most player of the match awards as well. So very, very happy with that. We have gotten back to dominating the Dutch football once again, so that's fantastic. Exactly what we wanted. But it would have been nice to win a Champions League along the way. But it wasn't to be. But we are rebuilding. And the rebuilding of a very, very young side. So if you did enjoy that, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It is the best way to support the channel and get us out there. And until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.